I say about day 3 or official day 2? Well, lots of great films. We got to talk with some of the directors and stars of the films, and their interviews you're going to see, and they were wonderful. So we're kind of ending the night here. Some films are starting now, but a lot of people are coming up here to have a drink, a little something to eat, and enjoy all that camaraderie of people who work in this art form. So be seeing you tomorrow. Be seeing you around. Take care. You guys saw After You're Gone, right? The Russian film. How did you like that?
Loved it. Loved it.
Incredible. The dancing was amazing. I'd like to know who the dancer was who was in the film.
Yes, his name is Bezrukov was the actor. But I don't know if he did his own dancing or if there was someone. You never know. And your names are?
I'm Sam Wiki.
I'm Kasha Fawcett.
Okay. And can I call you Sam?
Sure.
Okay. Sam, now you're the writer of this film.
Yes.
And you star in this film also.
Yes.
And so my question to you, was it challenging to do a film that's so personal?
Yes, it was challenging to do a film that's so personal, but that wasn't the most challenging part.
Huh? What was it then?
Just putting it all together, just the scheduling and all of the logistics. It was just hard to put it all together. Physically, just to go out and do it in locations and things.
Right.
That's the hard part. Yeah, and it was a personal challenge as well. You know, it was personally. I mean, how many times did I break down and cry during this production? Many times.
Yeah, because it's personal.
Yeah.
Was there a specific location that you tend to go a lot to when you were filming it?
Yeah, there was a conifer place in Colorado.
Okay.
A location there for the interior of the home, of the Amish home.
Okay. Now we know you're a sculptor too. Could you say there's a relation between sculpting and putting a film like this together?
Absolutely. It's absolutely like it's. I realized that when I started doing the production, I realized that wow, some of the same skills that I have for sculpting, I was applying towards, and it was an big advantage.
Wow.
In making a better film.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me ask Kasha a question here. Kasha, how did you feel to be in a film of this type? That's not your everyday kind of film. You know, it's not like saying, "Oh, we're going to do a comedy." I mean, this film is emotionally impactful.
It was, and to me, it was so intriguing because the story is so compelling. Because in the world right now, there really aren't a lot of Amish movies, and so it really drew me. The story really drew me in, and the fact that it's a real story, which was mind blowing.
Right.
Because to be able to see the things where the mother couldn't hug the kids, say she loved them, it was so sad, and I don't know. It just emotionally got to me, and I was able to really bring that character to life because I believe in the story so much that, you know, And your character was? Sarah. I played the mom.
She's the mom.
And your character, Sam, was?
I'm the father.
And you're the father. Now, let me ask you here a question. You don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable, but has your family seen this film or has the community seen this film?
Only 5 people in my family have seen the film, and there's lots of more to have seen. And they are just wow! I couldn't have got a better response. They're excited. They're really excited about where this is going, and they make me feel really special because they're telling me how proud they are of me. And I didn't know you could act, and you know, so it's been fascinating to learning what the responses are, but. There's, you know, there might, once everybody sees it, there might be some negative responses, but I don't know yet. We haven't had that yet, but...
You're always going to find that, whether it's a serial or whether it's the Pope giving his benediction. There's always those who are going to see a darker side of it or something that... Now, the last question I'll ask you is, do you think this film has a message for people who are not Amish, but somehow... There's a main message from this story.
There's multiple messages. There's a main message, but there's many messages because there's a child in the film that also suffers from extreme OCD. So I mean, as in the kind where you, it's not the normal wash your hands kind of OCD. It's where he looks like he's crazy. People are watching and going, "What is wrong with it? What is he doing?" And so there's a message there. There's lots of people with OCD that I think will benefit from that part of the film. And then there's the message of oppression. You know, where it was extreme oppression and the breaking free, and then no matter what was the obstacles were, they could go on and they cross to the other side of their fears. This movie is a good example of what on the other side of fear will show you, and it's amazing what's on the other side of fear once you actually break through it.
Right. How long did it take you to put this all together?
Well,
That's why I look at you going, well.
With the scheduling, because there's over 200
Gandhi
people.
took 20 years.
Yes,
I mean.
there's over 200 people in this film. So,
oh wow.
And there were no full-time actors.
Okay.
So we had to work around people's schedules, and a lot of children, and it wasn't. So the scheduling, I started filming in 2010.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then just slowly took it from there, and I was able to actually take my time with it and finance it myself. So it's 2010 is when I started, but actually shooting, and then we were with the editing and everything and all the changes and things, and now we've been to several festivals, and things are going really well so far.
Well, we feel very proud in St. Augustine that you're showing your film in our festival.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Because it's caliber like this that defines a festival.
Thanks. That means a lot.
My father used to say it's
an
the type
honor.
of wine they bring to the table defines the meal.
And what I
That's
love
great.
about the movie is that no matter what culture you're in, whatever if you have an imbalance in your life and something is holding you down, to be able to break through that and find that freedom and live your life and be happy.
Right.
That's what matters.
Yes.
And I think this is exactly what doesn't matter. The world needs that.
Right.
And this film is a symbolism of that.
That there is light.
Yeah.
You could walk towards the light.
It's
your light.
Yes.
Your light.
It's an example of an extreme from darkness to light.
Yes.
To a maximum.
Yeah.
Like it's extreme. It's
All right. Well, thank you both.
Thank
you
you
for this time. Thank you very much.
It's a huge honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
We're
much.
honored.
We're so honored to be here.
And now you're going to see my Amish world.
Right.
Correct.
Do you expect anything from this film?
No, although at one time we lived near Pennsylvania in the Amish area, and I had a friend that invited us to tour an Amish house and the people that live there, and so it'd be interesting for me to see the correlation between this and the film. It's very, very interesting.
I too was in Washington, and we would go to the Amish area, and I wanted specifically a quilt made by an Amish.
Their quilts are very famous.
Yes, and so I had a chance to go into many houses because they would show me their quilts, and they were lovely people, and I look forward to the film.
All right.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, what do you think? The OCD part of the story is not fictional. It's true. The only thing is that it's downplayed. It was far worse. It was extreme OCD.
Was that you?
Yes. Yeah, and I still deal with it, but I now manage it, and it was definitely real. It was, like I said, we only showed a small piece of it. It was actually far worse than that.
Were you in Pennsylvania, Iowa, or Indiana?
Indiana. My father's dead. He was a pretty peaceful person when he passed away. My mom's doing really well.
I'm not Amish. The question is, am I also Amish? No, I'm not.
Sorry.
I'm actually first generation Polish.
Yes, all my siblings left the Amish community. We all left together, like in the car at the end. We all just kind of took off, and that was it. Are we out of time?
God. My name is Andrea Chung, and I'm the producer of Heartbeats.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Crystal Ellsworth, and I star in Heartbeats.
All right. Now, this film has a lot of music, a lot of dance. Was this genre of music new to you?
To me, yes, it was very new to me.
And the dance moves, was that all also something you had to kind of relearn in a way?
I didn't have to relearn it. I actually never had taken
an
Indian class before until right before the film. We were rehearsing it and everything, and yeah, it was all very new. I mean, I do a lot of different styles of dance, but Indian was, or well, I guess Bollywood.
Yeah, the Bollywood thing.
Bollywood dancing.
Bollywood, yeah.
And some traditional Indian dancing that she had to learn.
Yes.
So and for you as the producer, what did you think was challenging about this film?
I think, well, first the movie takes place in both Los Angeles and India, so we cheated Los Angeles and shot all the LA scenes in India. So just building those scenes, building her apartment, her LA apartment. You can't find that in India. You had to build it out.
Well, that reminds me of Kubrick filming the Vietnam movie in England and transporting palm trees to create the Vietnam scene.
Which you would never know.
Exactly. So these are the secrets we found out. Yeah, so we never really left India. Is there a message in this film? As you as an actress in it, do you think there was a message in this film?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's numerous messages that you can get from different sides of it, but I think really just believing in yourself ultimately and just fighting for your dreams. Even, I mean, I would never say lie to make your dreams happen, but I think it's just really about a girl who really wants something and pushes forward, and I think it's really inspiring in that way, for that message anyway. I mean, there's obviously some love and some, fun along the way that she finds, and I think she finds to have a more well-rounded life as opposed to just about the dance, but yeah.
Now, Heartbeats, why that title?
It was actually our one of our representatives, our sales agent, who said, let's call it Heartbeats. And at first we weren't sure, but ultimately it was actually a play on words. So it was supposed to be
Everybody having fun?
Yes.
Heart space beats. So it was supposed to be heart space beats, like beats as in like music beats. And then later it didn't make any sense.
Now can you hear me okay?
They're testing the sound system. Okay, they can hear. I guess he's going to start talking.
We can't hear you.
Yeah.
So here's a last question for you guys. Other audience have already seen this film. Yes?
Yes. We've already...
What has been their reaction? What are the comments you're
getting? Oh gosh, I think the main reaction is India is so beautiful. Like how magical is that country? Which was one of the intents to make the film, was that we wanted to show the beautiful side to India that a lot of people don't get to see often in American films.
Right.
And the romance. Everyone loves the romance between Kelly, her character, and Asim. And I think that what's really great about this film is that it's about which kind of life imitated art, or art imitated life, was that Crystal never been to India until she went to make this movie. So all the things, and she's a dancer in Los Angeles, and you're working as a professional dancer and actress, and so for her to go to India and to this new world and learn about dance and meet new people, that's exactly what happened in real life. So it was actually kind of nice to see that.
Okay. Now, were you in Mumbai? Were you in Delhi? Were you in Calcutta? Where were
we? We were in Mumbai.
Mumbai? Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. And I guess you'll have a Q&A with the audience after.
Yeah, we are.
That's always a lot of fun.
Yes.
Okay, I thank you both for this time. And we're so proud that you're showing this film in our little film festival.
We're really excited, yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both.
Thanks.
All right.
Can you talk about the music in the film selected?
Yeah.
Mostly, and who was the singer during the wedding scene?
Okay. So so it's really interesting with a dance movie like this because we had to choreograph 2 songs, and so we kind of need to know our songs in advance. So during development, we actually teamed up with Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, And we actually teamed up with a lot of their new artists that they're songwriters and lyricists and performers. So we did 8 songs with them, and Kes, K-E-S, is the singer that sung the Waiting for You, which is the song that is in the wedding scene. It's just beautiful. He actually sang 2 other songs for us, the last song, and Beautiful Stranger when Kelly first meets Asim at the wedding. So he sang 3 of the songs from Rock Nation, and then we also had Dia Frampton, who was a runner-up in the first season of The Voice. She sang, she was the female singer that sang 3 songs in the film. And those songs were written for our movie.
So Crystal, what is your favorite dance scene out of all the dance scenes in the movie?
I think the duet is probably my favorite.
That's my favorite too.
It was really special working with Amitash. She's not actually a dancer to begin with, so we trained long and hard to be able to rehearse and get all the partnering together, and we developed a lot of trust with each other that, when we first, started rehearsing, it wasn't there, and so it just ended up feeling just really safe and just a really good base to explore the emotional side of it, and so it ended up just being like home, like a very special dance. I really felt the chemistry. Thanks.
You guys?
She won an award at the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival, which I have here. It's glass, so I don't want to get too many marks on it, but I would like to present it to you. And this was for Best Florida Screenplay from the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival audience. So I
So your name is?
Lorraine Portman.
And your film?
Is Falling South.
Okay, so my first question for you would be, it's a film of you headed towards Florida, but why not going south? Why the word falling south?
Because she doesn't have a plan. She starts out, our protagonist just takes off with no plan, no idea where she's headed. So it's all kind of accidental how she travels. And we shot in Canada, Rochester, Tennessee, Georgia, West Virginia, and Florida, places that I had a plan and I knew where we were going, but the character doesn't know where she's going. So it's a falling versus a planned adventure.
So here's another, it seems for the things I read, it seems like the film had its own energy, the story itself, but the cast carried its own energy in this film. Did you feel that too?
Yes.
As you were filming?
Yeah, absolutely. There's when we write something, we have a certain amount of what we bring to it, and then as a director we're helping craft and keep the story, but the actors bring their take on a character, their understanding of a character, and so yes, there's this, and this is the part of the wonderful collaborative thing about film, is that what I bring to it they add to, and it becomes a much more rich, complex, layered experience for what the creative people involved, even the director of photography and the colorist and the editor, but especially the cast, what they bring to it and layer in and add.
Right. So here's 2 more questions for you, because I know it's going to start soon. Is there a message at the end of this film? Do you feel there's a message for the audience?
Absolutely, that no matter what our lives look like, no matter what circumstances that we're in, that we can make changes and we can find a new path and we can find a new way of being in a new life, so that whatever we're in, we shouldn't feel trapped. We should know that there is hope for a different life. And also, part of this film is that she gets help along the way. Our girl who takes off and has no plan winds up meeting people along the way who offer her emotional help, physical help, and that if we want to make changes, there's people around us who will support us.
And my last question is, what was your biggest challenge doing this film when you look back?
Well, it was a 2,000-mile road trip, and so we had the logistical thing of trying to, in each location we were pulling in a slightly different crew and a slightly different cast. We had a small traveling crew and a small traveling cast, and then we would pull more people in at each location. And when we hit the road to go north to start the project, Matthew looked like this little tropical nothing, and when we were just far enough north that we couldn't really turn around, it was a Category 4 storm headed at the farm where we were shooting and where we had family, and my father's 80 plus years old and he was here by himself, and so we had everybody booked. We had the cast booked, the crew booked, the equipment booked. We were too far away to kind of turn around and do anything helpful, so it was a big kind of like praying and hoping and friends coming in to help each other, and there were things that we had to adjust and deal with, but the hurricane was like a massive, huge thing to deal with.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank you so much, and we're so proud that this film is in our film festival, and we're looking forward to seeing it this evening with the audience. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a dream to be here. Thank you. Yeah, so Maddie, who plays the lead, she has theater experience, and she was in like a tiny something in a tiny film. So this is her first lead. So this is like her introducing role. Yeah, she's wonderful. And she doesn't always, it's sort of out there, but she is Philip Seymour Hoffman's niece. So he went to NYU Tisch. She went to NYU Tisch following his footsteps. She would babysit his kids. That was the way he could, give her money. And they would talk acting, and he was mentoring her, and he'd see her in everything she did. So when there was another actor that I wrote this for who dropped out, and I'd written a small role for Maddie. And when the one actor dropped out, I thought, Maddie's a little young, but she gets this. She completely understands life and loss and all of it. So she stepped into the role, and I think she's terrific. So yeah. Thank you all so much for coming. It is so great to see my familiar faces and new faces, and thank you so much.